Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Growth Stock Research. So it's official now, Lucid Motors is going public in a SPAC merger with Churchill Capital 4. We listened to the investor call and cut out what we found to be some of the most interesting points. So let's dive straight into the summary. We hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Mike. I think it's accurate to say that the entire Lucid team is united with a sense of a mission and a clear vision. And that vision is to truly accelerate the uptake of sustainable mobility for all mankind. Unashamedly, our first product is a very high-end vehicle. Lucid Air there is poised to compete directly with the best of the best Mercedes-Benz S-Class. But over the period of the next decade, we'll make progressively more attainable vehicles available and progressively increase our manufacturing accordingly. The first product, Lucid Air, is on track for expected production this year.
If we look at what that positioning means for Lucid, we give Tesla full credit for really showing the world that electrification can be extremely appealing, very fun to drive, but we do not consider their position a luxury position. They're moving down market. So that leaves an opportunity for Lucid to really define electric luxury. Conversely, the traditional luxury brands, especially the big three Germans, are really born out of legacy of internal combustion. They are going to make EVs, but done in a very traditional way. With that shift, it allows Lucid to own this new space, define this new space, and be a leader here.
So I firmly believe that product is king. Of course, you might say, I would say that, I'm an engineer. But seriously, 10 years ago today, I was at Tesla. I was chief engineer on Model S. And firstly, people were surprised that we were able to engineer a car from scratch. But then I had voices everywhere telling me that I didn't get it because we couldn't succeed because Tesla wasn't a brand. Without a brand, and Tesla had no brand, we couldn't possibly succeed. Man, how things have changed in 10 years. The fact is, Model S defined Tesla as a brand. And this car, the Lucid Air, will define another brand, a new brand. This car will define Lucid as a brand. And that's why we're so committed to getting it right. Up front, we have a HMI, which we call the glass cockpit. This is a beautiful work of art, but it's cutting-edge technology. It's state-of-the-art. This is a compound curved assembly of three screens, two of which are touch, and it's on line of sight with the driver for safety, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road. For occasional, more immersive use, we have a retractable center screen, which augments this HMI. And this is being engineered by a team of very experienced Apple engineers, really, again, emphasizing this is a true fusion between hardware and software. Now, it is my belief that this is the single most relevant metric of the prowess and provenance of an EV company. If you had to distill it down to a single figure, this is it. It's like a sprinter, a 100-meter sprinter. What is your 100-meter time? I think Usain Bolt got 9.58. And that defined his prowess. This defines the prowess of an EV company, in my view. And here we see just why Tesla's worth $750 billion and the other companies aren't. This is why I believe Tesla's about 6 years ahead of everyone, because this is a technology race. This is not about range per se, because I could always stuff an extra few batteries in, claim we've got more range for a bigger pack. That would be cheating. That's dumb range. But look where Lucid is. And how have we achieved this? We're actually significantly ahead of where we believe Tesla is. And this is data that we've achieved and accrued through laboratory data. We've actually tested the very best, newest Teslas at the time, back to back with our prototypes. and we see that we are ahead in this race. The Lucid Electric Advanced Platform. And that is the basis not just for Lucid Air, but for Project Gravity. Now, this platform is a skateboard type platform, aluminum intensive, and embodies all our technology, the Lucid technology, the battery pack, the motors, the inverters, our drive unit, our aluminum intensive suspension system. It's all there, state of the art. And there's one thing I really want to emphasize here. Please do not mistake Lucid for a niche player. We're starting overtly high-end, deliberately, to establish the brand. I want Lucid to be huge. Over the next decade, we're going to make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of cars. This is going to be a huge, significant player. We want to significantly have an impact upon global warming. And the only way we're going to do that is get a lot of people in electric cars. But this is more than just the cars. My vision is to create the Lucid group of companies, and there'll be 3 divisions to that. There's our cars, which is Lucid Motors. I want to create the energy division and our technology division. We're starting small, out of planting the small acorns today from which the mighty oaks will grow. We've already got an alpha prototype ESS system running. We're going to plug that into our solar farm that we're currently building on the roof of our headquarters and get that up and running as soon as possible this spring. And from then just grow into a series of baby steps. As a tech supplier, our supply of battery packs to the world of international motorsport is a great example. And I see a huge opportunity here for us to supply to other car companies, to other industries. I think eVTOL aircraft is going to be an explosion over the next 10 years. And we've got the perfect powertrain, integrated powertrain solution to supply those eVTOL companies. And then we have this all-important software, which is the mortar, which really bonds all these bricks cohesively. Let's take a look at the details here. But first, I would say it's really important to emphasize that all this technology, 100% is created in-house. We believe that with Dream Drive, we have the most comprehensive sensor suite available when we go into production. This encompasses 32 sensors, including ultrasonics, cameras of different vision angles, short-range surround radar, long-range radar, and a 120-degree solid-state LiDAR in the nose. Perhaps I'd leave you with something which is most surprising. We've talked about doing a high-end product that's a Mercedes competitor. Our experience in motorsport, it all sounds terribly expensive and difficult to make. Well, my passion is absolutely the opposite. If we're going to have a meaningful impact upon the world, upon the environment, we need to sell millions of cars. And to do that, we need to truly mass industrialize electrification and EV technology. I'd like to touch on manufacturing because we've already built and completed North America's first greenfield, purpose-built EV plant here in Arizona. And there it is with the body shop in the foreground and paint and general assembly in the rear. We're already building our pre-production cars there, our release candidates. And we're finessing the quality as we march inexorably towards production. We're only going to start production when we get that quality spot on. We've also got another plant just along the road, a few miles away, which is our Lmp Plant, the powertrain manufacturing plant. And this is where we make our motors, inverters, battery modules, battery packs, and of course the Wonderbox. It's absolutely imperative that we as a company are truly vertically integrated, both in terms of the technology development, but in the manufacturing of that.
You can visually see our plans to grow the business as we're projecting to sell 250,000 units by mid-decade, with more than one half of those sales coming from SUVs. On the bottom half of the page, you will see that our revenue grows in a similar fashion to the volume growth, with revenue of about $2 billion next year expected to reach $23 billion by mid-decade as we expand our portfolio of products.
We have set up the value of Lucid at $11.75 billion. I'll explain in a moment how we've come to that value. That value was agreed to in the early phases of our deep diligence process, and we commend the board and their shareholders and management for setting this company up appropriately for success. Now, the financial side of the company from a go-forward funding basis is substantially improved with this event. Our CC4 or Churchill Capital 4 vehicle with $2 billion, which we have held for such a great opportunity as Lucid, will be combined with a $2.5 billion PIPE. That PIPE has been raised at $15 per share. That PIPE has a substantial lockup for those new investors who have exhibited their desire and willingness to hold for the long term. The combination of that $4.5 billion plus the existing cash on the balance sheet and commitments from existing investors are approximately $5.5 billion of capital. That positions the company in an extraordinary place to not only build out the Air platform, but move completely to the Gravity platform. This funding, as Mike indicated, takes the company into 2023, into its facility with 85,000 or more production levels, and in preparation for the Gravity launch. We have a shareholder base that includes approximately 74% from the existing Lucid shareholders, and the remaining will be public shareholders, both from the initial cash and trust and from the PIPE.
So, what did you think? We will reply to every single comment and are looking into the mission statement and overall vision of Lucid for the next video. So until next time, vielen Dank.